What is up, Fear fans? Today we are doing a collaborative tier list between me and Geist.
Hey guys.
The two best players in Ohio, probably as of the coming PR. Definitely at least one of the best players in Ohio. And then some other guy. So let's get right to it. We have like our tier list made. We're gonna start with the bad characters, and the way this is lined up is makes them difficult to find. I'll start with like bad. This isn't necessarily ordered, but Little Mac. So bad. What does that mean? Characters you shouldn't pick in tournament. Little Mac is a character you shouldn't pick in tournament if you have the intent to win. You can pick these characters if you want to have fun. So they can even get you like decently far sometimes, but like they're going to hit a really like hard cap, and there isn't just a lot of like competitive use for them at top level. Peanut is a legend, but even he can only do so much. This character's garbage. Terrible recovery, no aerials, no way to interact with platforms. I don't know. What do you have to say about it?
His only strong suit really is his ground game, but that that can only take you so far. Everyone can fly in the air and like sneeze on you and kill you at zero. Doesn't really mean anything.
Alright, we got Ganondorf here next.
I love Ganon.
It's just a similar character to Little Mac in a lot of ways. He's really scary until he gets hit, and then he's like the worst character in the game. He has aerials, which is different from Little Mac. He's got like a couple things going for him. Like if you like are really like good at a like parry, he's actually like pretty difficult to interact with sometimes. Yeah, like parts where his other big weakness, mobility, don't matter. He's actually like very scary. Like he can get out a lot of big hitboxes, do a lot of damage, but he just really struggles to move, and any good player playing any good character is just going to run circles around him. Next one I see also in a very similar archetype. There's a theme here where like
slow and bad.
Yeah, like Little Mac's like fast, but yeah, like just they hit hard, they can't recover, they're just glass cannons, but they also, like, if they can't move... Little Mac can move on the ground, but he can't move in the air, so if you have these areas where you're just, like, parts of the game they literally can't play, then you're just gonna be, like, cut off. I do think, like, Doc has a little more going for him again, and he has, like, a really busted shield. Projectile, which is good. He has, like, a reason to make people, like, approach, and it's actually a pretty good one.
Got jump cape.
Yeah, jump cape. Random throw confirms at 60 by the edge.
80 frames that confirm.
Yeah. Like, yeah, so moving on, another character that fits in this category. We have Kirby, there's a theme. Guys, pick characters that can recover, pick characters that can move. That's, like, if there's anything you take away from this, Kirby, he has a lot of jumps. He can technically recover. I actually think his recovery is still really bad. Because of his air mobility and the fact that like he can't very quickly gain vertical height, it's very easy to get to him in time. He doesn't have good hitboxes to defend himself with. And then like the way his up B works, there's a lot of counterplay to it, from hitting underneath him on the swoop up, or like just sticking a hitbox out over top of him on the way down. Because of his air mobility, doesn't have great mix-ups on that. So even like while he can like recover from far away in theory, it's really easy to interrupt that and hit him for it. He's really light, which is something the other characters aren't. I think Little Mac's really light, but like his tilts are super safe, which is nice. That's like I think like Kirby's normals are kind of crazy in like boxing.
Like literally murders you.
Yeah. But that big problem of vertical is that he doesn't have like great ways to pressure platforms. It takes him so long to get to the battlefield top platform that like any character that's like capable of like camping it really hard in an air game, if he doesn't have the lead, he's just gonna crumble. He's gonna have to try and hit them up there, and it's so in his favor that he's just gonna snowball and he's gonna fall apart.
I didn't. That'd be better.
Yeah, better for you, honestly. Another bad Kirby character, we got DDD.
A theme show again.
weirdly, I think of like a lot of bad characters tend to be cheesy. They're like, oh, if you don't know how to not interact with me, then I just like will blow you up. Yeah. Whereas weirdly, DDD functions like that sort of to an extent. Like there's like a lot of things if you know how to fight him, you're probably just gonna beat him. But I think DDD's biggest problem is that even for like a low tier like that, he doesn't have a lot of gimmicks. His gimmick is that he's like not terrible and neutral and has like weirdly good ledge trapping, and that's kind of it. Here's the next one. Yeah, so this is like we're getting to like a different archetype of bad, where so like DDD is just or not DDD, well DDD too, but like DDD and DK are just combo food. They have terrible ways. Like once these characters are hit, they are so bad. They have like no way to defend themselves. They like DDD's like Nair is like kind of sort of fastish, not really. The hitbox is pretty depressing too. Like these characters when they're juggled bad, when they're ledge trapped bad. DDD or DK kind of has range in the way that like DDD does too, and like some of his stuff saved. His back moves. Yeah, he has like some like the edge of his hands are like not actually like just not hurt boxes at all.
I think his upper is invincible, right? Or...
I think on the head, right? Yeah,
something like that. So he's got good buttons.
Yeah, and he's like scary once. I think he's scarier than DDD is when he hits you for the most part, like because he's actually not slow. He can like keep like good characters at disadvantage for a while. Isabelle, I don't even have a whole lot to say about her. Why are you playing her villagers right there? And why are you playing villager? Like,
Villager's he's a much more solid character than her. Like, you could actually use her or use him as like a counter pick.
Like, she's like a gimmick, but like her gimmicks are like actually like very solved. Like, there's like points where you can like I'm pretty sure run on her trap and still shield. Like, even if you stepped on the trap and you're just fine.
So the characters can just run past it.
Run past it, I think. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, if you know that you can actually shield the command grab, and then like, wait, it's like just punishable. So I mentioned him before, so why don't we bring him into the table? Where is K. Rool? Yeah, so another really bad character. I think he's better than like. I think he's like significantly better than like. I like not good enough to be in the next tier, but I think he's definitely better than everyone we've like listed so far. His ledge trapping's really messed up. Armor's really messed up. His moves are disturbingly safe.
Lagless and stupid.
Yeah, the YS is forward air -5. That is the most like -20 forward air looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Why is it -5? He's Zelda. Zelda's like either broken or awful, and that's depending on if you know like your way around Knight or not. I think Zelda was incredibly frustrating for me at one point. At one point, Mysterica was farming me, like really early on this game, but that's because I'm trying to approach while Knight is out, and I'm like, I'm trying to jump over it. Why isn't this working? And I'm like, have I considered approaching while Knight isn't out? And just like approaching while like after it's missing, because she can't charge another one until it disappears, and it's like lingers for a while.
Yeah.
Her out of shield's messed up. Although she's really bad against crouching. If you crouch right in front of her shield, you can crouch cancel the up B, and then it doesn't work. And then you also low profile the lightning kick sweet spots, and those aren't safe on hit. I have me sword down here. I'm sure there's someone out here who's like gonna like, well, actually 1132 is like crazy. Like, I don't care.
It is so bad.
He has like the tornado projectile.
That's pretty cool. That one's pretty good.
It's really laggy. The hitbox is not nearly as big as it looks. It is really easy to just full hop over and hit him because of how laggy it is, but it has like absurd hit stuns, so it kill confirms for a really long time.
Mhm.
He has like a down throw mix up. It's like a fast down throw like Joker.
It's so dumb. Like you can't react. It's down throw. That's how it feels.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to like
get by
know that you're about to get grabbed in order to avoid the down throw up air.
Yeah, you just die.
He has like turbo cheese with that 1-up B that like Meta Knights you. You know, with like the semi spikes or something where like he's like fluttering.
Yes, plant.
I have Plant in Meh because I lose to him. So I would put him in bad otherwise.
He's pretty good. I think he's like a really good counter pick character. Like there's some characters he just checks like they can't do much about.
I know that like really aerial based characters tend to struggle against him.
Yeah, that's usually it.
I know Yoshi mains think they lose or go even.
Bam, mains think they lose or go even.
That's really funny. Honestly, doesn't even sound that crazy to me.
I think it's even.
It's like a surprising amount. Like if your characters are like really based around aerial play, like Zero Suit mains also feel like we like even or like maybe slightly win, or maybe slightly lose. I've heard too, but I just don't know what's happening, so I don't have a comment. But
it just feels like you don't get any damage because like you already don't do damage, and if the Tsui's out and you hit anything, you can't even get started because
I hit a Zare and I'm like, okay, cool, I can't get a follow-up off of it. That's my 6%, bye.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like if anything you start with your Tsui, nothing happens. So,
yeah.
Like, you can just throw it out,
Another character that a character that I love very dearly. Unfortunately, they are just not good at all, and that is Robin. And she has no out of shield whatsoever. She doesn't have an out of parry. Like some characters don't have out of shields. Robin doesn't have out of parry. It's depressing. She has nothing fast, nothing threatening out of shield. Her up smash seems fast, but like the hilt hitbox is like the one you're always going to hit out of shield is just worthless. Sometimes it's like not even safe on it, I'm pretty sure. And that's only if you have Levin. It's even worse if you don't. But
actually, I could just mash on this character and she literally cannot do anything. It's
yes.
So
bad. She feels pretty real until that point, though. If you're like able to like, she has like pretty good zoning, but the problem is like, it's like whenever you're fighting other zoner characters with Robin, it feels like you're fighting like a nuclear war, but the other guy has infinite nukes. I don't even know what to say about Banjo. You know more about this than me.
So Banjo's real problem, like the biggest issue, is that he does like literally no damage. Like he has no, like he can win neutral, but like never like lose anything. So it's just like really bad because a lot of the characters in this game just kind of like, you know, like, just bust out so much damage for no reason.
He's like what people say Sheik is.
Yeah, basically he's just Sheik. He's just Sheik. He has pretty good like aerials. Like his up air is really good. I think it beats like cloud down air. Like it'll beat moves like that.
I know his forward air is like safe.
Yeah, his fair is like it's like -6, I think, or something like that. So it's like solid, but it's not great because he's just, I don't know. If he's jumping at me, I'm like, okay, let me just move. Like he's not, he's so slow. He's nothing. He also has like the Breagle stuff, but that's like. There's only like 2 people in the whole world.
One of them's your brother who doesn't play.
Yeah, one of them's my brother. The other one's like in Europe. You know, really like, yeah, like I don't know. He's not doing anything.
Another really simple character, if I can find him. Bowser Jr. Bad Sonic. He has an up throw that he could do like a 50% combo out of, and it's like really like stupid. But like past that. He has a really fast up smash out of shield that kills like really early for how fast it is.
Decent ledge strapping too. He has like it's like up air back air setup. He can like sharp up air and then like set up into the back of the 2-frame.
Because his F smash actually hits edge, is like something to watch out for. It's not very laggy.
Mecha Koopa setups. They're interesting. I don't know, but it's still bad because he can just like run up his shield and walk in and it goes away.
Yeah, and also like he has to like do some weird stuff to get it like in his hands in the first place. It's not like Peach Turnip where you just pull it and you have it. Like you have to drop it and then you have to like chase after it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just kind of inconvenient. He has like some stuff. I think he like has like the ability to keep up in a lot like versus a lot of characters. I don't even know any matchups that he like does good in that are like particularly relevant. Mewtwo. I wish he was good. I think he's so cool. But
why?
aesthetically,
like, water down Samus.
No, like gameplay wise, it's lame as fuck. But aesthetically, he's so cool.
He's cool.
Like his animations, down smash looks so cool. His freaking like. I don't know, his nair is raw. His forward tilt, I'm a big fan. I don't know, I love his animations, but yeah, he's just Samus if Samus, like, just had problems.
Oh, it was terrible. It's literally just worse Samus.
Like, what if we strap Charizard's tail onto him so we have, like, really big hurtbox problems? What if we make him not nearly as heavy as Samus so he dies actually surprisingly early? His teleport's pretty good as far as teleport, like without hitbox recoveries go.
Yeah.
Side B gives him some tricks, but
jab. Jab is not okay. That's like 40%.
He's so strong. And then like his down tilt, like his like gives him a really good poke.
Air is really good. How fast is it? Like 5 or 6?
If
like that.
Any of you came from Smash 4, like there's like a lot of his strengths are like very well known. They're still there, but it's just came with so much baggage. He can work. I think he has some pretty terrible matchups that like keep him from getting anywhere. I think he has some pretty okay ones. I think I remember like I know that like, I think he does pretty good against the rats.
I've never heard that one. That's interesting.
Lucario.
Character's terrible.
Really bad, really cheesy. He has the ability to win at any point because of his design. However, his design just is also like really flawed in that he has to be losing in order to be a character in the first place.
Also, if you're coming from Smash 4, like, this is like nothing. This is like nothing compared to what we used to deal with. Like, he was way more, like, way more polarizing in that game.
The biggest difference is that he's like so much lighter.
Yeah.
The fact that like you strap survivability onto a character archetype like this and he becomes so much more problematic, but he's so much lighter in this game that it's just not the problem that it used to be. I think he's able to give some characters problems still because he's got like pretty good mobility and he has a charge shot effectively, and some characters just can't deal with that. And I know his nair is 0 on shield. I think it's the safest area.
Yeah, you can't touch it at all. It's like 0 and 1.
Yeah. So like he's like not only he's like the only character with like an aerial on shield that like not only just like isn't minus, like he literally can just like do something as fast as you can on the shield.
Yeah.
Which is like a cool little like thing, but if you know to be watching out for that, it's not like a huge problem.
Don't deal with it at all. Just do not acknowledge it.
Yeah, I think he's like okay against Diddy still. I think that's still a problematic like matchup for Diddy. Like not like losing, but I know it can like it's not like free for him. I know there's a couple other characters that like tend to struggle with the like lower tiers. So Toon Link, I don't even know what to say. This character is just sad.
He has some good ground mobility. He has a really good dash attack. He has a good out of shield. He has like confirms off a bomb, so that's nice. He has a good like kill throw.
He has the main thing notable about him is that he has a Twitter account dedicated to getting clipped. That's like the only like the like Toon Link clips are so rare that there's more clips of Toon Link getting clipped. You have one of the few positive Toon Link getting clipped moments.
That's a good one.
For the most part, like he has like there's a lot of matchups where like he circle camps a lot. That's like his kind of his thing. He's like really good at jumping around and just throwing bombs down and like boomerang movement and just kind of like nickel and diming you for trying to chase him for a little while. But it's a strategy that tends to beat bad characters and lose to good ones. Like these characters down here, like Kirby, like Dr. Mario, Ganon, Little Mac, literally just can't beat that, and so he like super bodies them. But like you put him up against like any character with like mobility, like Zero Suit or Sonic or something like that, and he's gonna have a bad day. Yeah, he's all right. Has functions.
He's
say. The dog, don't cut down.
I know a lot about this character.
I know a couple like facts, like fun facts about him, but I don't like have a whole lot of like practical, high level how his character works.
He's like, I think the biggest thing about him is like his damage up is like really solid. Like he has like the play vision setups. He is like really strong juggling with the up air. His ledge trapping is really strong. I feel like his neutral's pretty solid too. Like against most of the casts. Minus like if you have like a dish type it's really bad. Like it's hard for him to kind of deal with that because you just kind of like break through everything. Like, oh, get out of the way, you know.
But you have safe ways to interact with the can. And then like a lot of his gimmicks fall apart there. I know like Zero Suit Zair is really strong as can because not only like does it hit it, it also turns the can around, so he has to like hit it again just to get it back in the right direction.
Solid edge guarding because the can, like, and then you can like drop it off stage. He has a really good rising aerials, but that's like the problem too. It's like his rising aerials are good, but like sometimes you can't really abuse that on some of the casts because they can like either crouch or they, you know, jump around it.
If they block it, it's a punish.
It's a punish. You can't, like, rising aerials are not ever good by, you know, Smash Game, whatever. So, not the vibe. We don't want that.
He's working too hard and not getting enough in return.
Yeah.
I know he bodies a couple like notable characters, namely Samus. Diddy Kong. Yeah, he like bodies like two really good characters, which is certainly like better than any of the characters beneath him have. Like other characters, like I have an even matchup with a good character or something like that. No, he actually like kind of bodies Samus and like kind of bodies Diddy Kong.
Peach is another one.
Yeah, Peach is problematic. He just has a lot of bad matchups too. So like has like a good amount of counter pick value. Probably like one of the better characters that we've listed so far.
Yeah, he's pretty. I think he's alright. He's not terrible.
I know there's this one tournament where everyone popped off for this character because Zachary used him. And I think that had absolutely nothing to do with the character and everything to do with Zachary just being that good. Watching Choco lose to Pit, even if it's Zachary, was impressive. I cannot believe it. I was so mind-boggled.
That match was so bad.
It really is. Choco is just so much not as... Zachary's just that much better.
That's actually embarrassing.
Yeah.
To be honest. That's not... That's not a good look.
No air mobility. He has like the Kirby and DDD multiple jump problem, where they like technically get really good height because of the multiple jumps, but it actually makes their like ability to get up and down like quickly very bad.
Yeah.
And also multiple jump characters tend to have really bad air mobility, and it's nothing different here. Bad recovery, straight line, no hitbox.
Yeah, like no BS really. The only thing that's like cheesy is the down throw stuff. So like the, you know, you gotta play the 50-50 at ledge. You're gonna get forward throw or down throw, so you pick your poison. Basically, you're gonna take the up, you know, the down throw up and die, or you're gonna take the forward throw and die.
Die to the kill throw, die to the confirm.
That's so up there is stupid. That's really dumb.
Oh yeah, it's like set knockback, so it works at like every percent.
Like every percent, you literally just die. It's not fair. It's so unfair.
I know like with normal Pit, we're not gonna like rank some separately, but like I know normal Pit is like his arrows like can get pretty messed up on edge guarding too.
Yeah, I think his advantage stage is a lot stronger than Dark Pit's. Like Dark Pit's neutral is a lot better though.
And like just like off thread at first, or and then he plays neutral. He's just like he kind of plays neutral. He plays advantage. He's not bad at it. He's just
like okay.
What's the broken stuff? Where's the broken stuff? We need.
Yeah, he's just very. It's just an all-arounder. That's all it really is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, the down B. The down B is stupid too.
Oh
That's it's so dumb.
The Orbitars give him like some really funny edge guarding. They block pretty much every projectile. They also just kind of be like, I'm touching the ground. I don't really care about your juggle.
Yeah.
Unless you're like able to get directly underneath them.
Blind spot or the speed or something.
Yeah, fun fact, Zerus, you can grab through it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, telegrab. Andrew T has a video about that where we have a tip versus every character. That's the tip for Pit. But
quick shout out.
gotta shout out my roommate. And then where is Link? Because he's next.
Oh my god, he's so cool. It's not that good.
I distinctly remember doing a Metafy session with a Link player, and I remember that I was not trying to like give this advice cynically. Is that like I'm trying to like help him like figure out like what he could be doing in certain spots, that like how he can get better punishes on reaction and not like having to read to get them, and like how he can deal with certain options. And the answer with this character is always Nair. Like, it's just Nair is quite literally the answer to every single problem he has in every single situation. It's kind of incredible. That move single-handedly jumps this character 2 tiers. Without it, he's so bad.
Or is a menace too.
Yeah, his order's pretty evil. His up B is pretty evil too.
Yeah. The bomb at ledge is really stupid because it like lingers for 8,000 years and can't do anything about it. Get up attack, get punished.
You can get up attack it and the bomb becomes a hitbox again and can hit Link. Fun fact.
Oh yeah.
But like if he has to be at the right position for that to work.
Right.
But like he has like some like decent degree of zoning. It's not super great, and his out of shield is scary at kill percents, but you're not like super worried about it otherwise. He weirdly does pretty good against Zerasuit. The way, like, his mobility is his big problem, and typically Zerasuit tends to, like, poopy on that, but, due to the fact that his out of shield is so big, we actually have to, like, even when we hit his shield with safe moves, because of how far away it is, like, there's no safe spacing against W, really, we always have to block after, and that makes a lot of our shield pressure, like, very obnoxious against him, and we don't want to have to grab Link at any point. And like bomb can function as like a way to like slow down our mobility, like limit it to extent, like he can cut off certain areas of the stage to us. Like I know he has an okay Zerasuit matchup, but I think like it's pretty commonly agreed as even.
Yeah.
But this character just for the most part just falls apart. He's just too slow. He hits hard, but he has theoretically like some infinite, so I know with like bomb in hand that aren't like the most impractical thing in the world, but they aren't also the most practical thing in the world either. So
really terrible disadvantage. As much as people want to say it's not, that you know.
If you have a way to beat Fastfall Nair, what does he do?
Yeah, and then like, cause like Veil will blender him. He can't really like.
ABK just goes through it.
Yeah, like ABK actually just beats his Nair, which is funny.
Versus I know like sword characters, like landing's gotta be awful for him.
Yeah. I've played Sora into that matchup. He can't land on Sora like at all. Like upper just breaks it or goes through it entirely. Like every button presses.
I know it's one of the things that Zerasuit weirdly struggles with. Zerasuit actually has like kind of a hard time with it because our disjoints aren't like that. We don't have like really vertical disjoints. We have a big up air, but it's not like disjointed in that way.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, if you have like any of those properties, Link's just really bad. He has like situations where he's okay, just for the most part, really bad. Next we got Ridley.
Really good ledge trapping. That's the ledge trapping demon right there.
Really good ledge trapping, and I think like his neutral's like pretty decent in a lot of matchups. I think sometimes it's just awful, but
yeah, really good against Sardines.
Really good, yeah, because he like outranges them, and it's like his stuff is weirdly safe. His Nair is like very good anti-pressure. It's like what amazing juggle tool. His up smash out of shield's really good. Unfortunately, god awful recovery. The fact that he can only go in 4 different angles, you can be a little bit creative with it with like the reverses and stuff, but
Yeah.
Zero Suit, if he ever has to recover vertically, can downer and always trade with his up B hitbox,
Oh my.
and then he just dies.
Sephiroth counters him and he just explodes. He can't do anything.
I know Siamion frequently complains that like Sephiroth like absolutely just like turbo obliterates Ridley.
That's really bad.
It's like his advantage against sword goes away because Sephiroth's sword is just longer than his tail. And I know he beats Cloud apparently, which actually like checks out to a certain extent. His 2-framing is also really messed up apart from his ledge traps.
He's corn too. Same reason basically.
Yeah. So he has like a couple like really good top tier matchups. I know like Fox is actually like even apparently.
Or Roy was even too, or like losing for Roy. I've heard stuff like that.
I know all this because I was like, wait, why does Ridley low key cover Zero Suit matchups?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like watching like Smub beat all the NDVA Foxes and Wolves, and I'm like, wait a minute. If he beats Fox and Wolf and then also beats Cloud, wait, alright. But yeah, like so he has like counter pick value. I don't think I'll ever take advantage of it personally, not my type, but it has like some functions similar to like Duck Hunt, where like some actual good top tier matchups just also has a lot where if he gets hit, it's really bad. He's like decently fast, but he has multiple jump air mobility, bad recovery, very, very easy to juggle, doesn't have a downer effectively.
Yeah.
His safety on shield's a little questionable if you get close to him. It's very easy.
Linear.
Yeah, he has kind of like a DK disadvantage. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But next we got Villager, which we talked about to a good extent with Isabel. Villager has a lot more going for him, a lot more scary stuff, a lot more scary setups. Like Bowling Ball is kind of a criminally functioning move in some matchups. Just a smash attack that edge guards and kills at 30. It's like really safe, scary pressure off platform sometimes. The Nair is like one of the most insane like out of shield like boxing tools. If it's like blocked, it's pretty punishable. Lloyd is just a lot better as a zoning tool. It's not as broken, not like Isabel's isn't broken like in the really good way. It's broken in like the functional way.
Yeah.
Lloyd actually functions and does its purpose. He has a lot of ways to cover a lot of avenues to approach it once pretty safely. Pocket, yeah. So like main thing is if Pocket tends to play a big role, Villager actually tends to be weirdly really good. So like against Diddy Kong, against a lot of low tiers cite Villager as their like worst matchup, like K Rule and Plan. It's like yeah, like I think like the joke is literally like the classic low tier matchup is like we go even with Roy, but heaven forbid we ever like run into a Villager, you know. Like it's. Yeah, so he's like a kind of like a low tier destroyer. He's really good at like canceling gimmicks with his gimmick. But he tends to fall apart against any character that can get around his projectile wall really well. Zero Suit can literally just like full hop over like the Lloyd slingshot that he does to like cover most characters jumping. Zero Suit's full hop is so high, it just goes over the forwarder. And he just can't cover it.
Yeah, or like I could do Neo can do like Rising Air and like break through everything or witch time through everything and just not deal with it at all.
Yeah, he has to be really, really at that point, like he doesn't really have a wall anymore, and then he's just kind of
just flailing around, slingshotting and getting bad.
His recovery is weirdly annoying to like kill him off of. It's very easy to hit him for it, but it's really hard to kill him.
Yeah. That's like a lot more fuel than you think it does.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's like bad Rob recovery, which is insane because it's still good. Lucas, another meh character.
They're just terrible.
This character is really good in one direction. He's really good in a straight horizontal line. Really
go
bad.
over it like this.
Unfortunately, if your character is capable of approaching from vertical directions, he just kind of like falls apart. Zero Suit is like one of his worst matchups for that reason. You could just full hop over everything he does, and it's a really awkward angle for him to cover. And even if he does hit you, it's very not meaningful. Lucas wants to be able to force you to play horizontally. If you like play like the straight line short hop height, in shield, really grounded, he's actually really good against that. Like he's really like obnoxious for like Squirtle, like at some points I know, and I know he can be like obnoxious for like Croy. I know like it can be very obnoxious for them too. They have like a kind of like a hard time getting past that. I don't necessarily know if he's losing, but it's obnoxious. His moves are criminally safe.
Some of the best pressure in the game probably, but the reason like it's good, but it doesn't amount to anything. Like nothing happens if you do get hit.
It's not like it's like some death combo you're really worried about. He just kind of gets the mash on you, and then like you survive. Unless you do like the worst air dodge ever into an up smash. Like that's kind of about it. And PK Freeze is kind of dumb. That's like broken on some recoveries. Like they literally couldn't do anything. PK Thunder 2 also really dumb. Unlike like Ness, like the way the knockback works is you can just keep pushing people off stage with it. Because it like lasts so long, you can just like go in a circle over and over and just kind of like lingers and pushes them away. It's kind of dumb. But past that, just not a whole lot going. I know he does really good against Snake. Like I actually like believe Lucas players when they say they beat Snake. In a way that I actually am like not super sure that Ness does. I actually super believe it for Lucas.
Right.
Because Lucas, like Snake can't approach from those angles that he struggles with. Another meh character, Marth. Why?
I wish he was good.
He's so much cooler than Lucina. He's one of the swaggiest characters in the game. Don't try it at home.
You just can't kill effectively sometimes. Like, if they kind of force him to fight up close like that.
Essentially, what makes him and Lucina different is that sometimes Marth can be really good. Marth can be the same character like Lucina is, or maybe even slightly better, if he is playing a matchup where he can control the spacing at all times. If he can set the range. The problem is the game engine is not built for that. In the way that like Smash 4 was with Perfect Pivot, like a lot more like micro spacing stuff, allowed Marth to like control the terms of engagement to be exactly at the range where he wanted everything to be. The Ultimate doesn't have micro movement, like almost at all. It's pretty bad, very limited. And so if you're who gets to control the spacing comes down to who's the faster character usually. And Marth is usually not the faster character, so he can't control the terms of engagement. And then he just kind of just can't ever play in the range where he's actually an effective character.
He actually like probably beats Lucina just because he gets more reward in that area because they fight in the same range basically.
Yeah, and they have the same mobility.
Yeah, so like he probably beats her just because he gets more reward, and that's the spots where they have to fight each other. So
he's also not that much more safe than he is I think like the safety for hitting a tipper is like one more frame as opposed to like significantly more frames unsafe for not hitting it. If
there were more, probably be really good.
It'd be really yeah. Or even if it's like the safety for not getting a tipper was just like a little better.
A little bit better.
It's just not worth in most matchups. You're fighting a fast character that gets to just like control the terms of engagement.
That times your spacing like ever.
Marth's side B is like the dumbest one of all the dancing plays. He's got the dumbest one.
If you get it.
Yeah, if you get it, right, it's just kind of like the whole character. If you get it, it kills at 40, but,
Yeah, that's if you get it, though.
The 10% of the time. I think the last character in Meh... I had Corrin in Meh. Do you disagree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so this is the first big disagreement. I am just not impressed by Corrin's mobility.
Seriously, player.
Yeah, like you got me. I think Corrin's safety is like really stupid. Like Nair and up air are like some criminal moves.
-4 forward air.
Yeah, forward is really safe as well. I think if you have to play in like that like up and down like Corrin feels like a stage hazard to me, where like you're jumping up and down in this like same zone, and if you have to play in it, it's like it's really rough. But if you don't, it's just yeah.
That character plays Smash 4 too. Like as far as like the whole frame trapping thing, like a lot of characters just get frame trapped over and over. Like they cannot. It's like the character's a blender. Like to me, like Corrin kind of like functions like probably in a way, but better. Like as far as the blendering part, like they kind of like poke in neutral with these safe buttons. But the only thing that yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm not opposed to moving them up. I had them in the bottom of man. They can be sometimes really good. But otherwise, man.
They got like stupid confirms, like fair, back air's true, fair, dragon thing, shocking, Phillips or
yeah, they got some like Corrin has some cheese in a way that I think like some like safe cheese, and not just like I hope you run into this cheese that a lot of the worst character has. Like fair like side B is like basically the same thing as Wolf fair side B, right? Like just except you don't kill yourself doing it.
Got a forward smash, command grab, got like side B tipper at ledge, and like hit ledge hangs, which make their ledge trapping even better than already is.
Really good on walls because of that too. You can like side B into the stage and then like
survivability. That recovery is amazing. Against most of the casts.
I'm about to say I think Zero Suit cards are really
I good cards.
Yeah, if you're a character that can go out there when she has to back air, because she has to back air, she doesn't have a hitbox in front of her, and it's really easy to hit her for it. But a lot of characters can't do that.
Yeah, you just trade with it pretty much.
So I'm willing to accept that I have a biased perspective and I'm probably underrating him a bit.
Character is broken.